Okay, so we're going to look at the 3 steps to solving an equation. I told you previously that we clean it up, and that meant combining things that are alike. But it can also mean that you complete whatever you can with the parentheses also. So that's going to be our first step, is to clean it up on both sides of the equal sign. Now, I also recommended previously that when you have an equation that you put like a line down where the equal sign is so that you don't jump that equal sign when you're doing your work. Okay, so on this side of the equal sign, we can't tell if we can put anything together yet until we get rid of the parentheses. So we're going to multiply here. So 3 times 2x is 6x, and 3 times 1 is 3. And so we're not bringing signs down. We're saying, hey, I got a positive 3 times a positive 1, and the result is a positive 3, so I wrote positive 3. And then we can't do anything with this. So on this side, now we can see that we have some like terms that can be put together. This is a 6x, and this says minus 1x. And so when you do 6 minus 1, you get 5. So we have 5x, and then the plus 3 that we didn't do anything else with. Over here on this side, we're going to clean this up as well. We're going to multiply here. 5 times 1 is 5, so we get 5x. And 5 times negative 2 is negative 10, so we'll write negative 10. And then plus 4, bringing that down. Now, these two can be put together. A negative 10 plus 4. Be careful, it's not 10 plus 4, it's negative 10 plus 4. And if you're wondering, well, how do you know if that's a negative or a minus? It's yes. It's both things. So right now, I'm not doing subtraction. So since it's just sitting there, it's also a negative. You're never wrong. If it's sitting there, use it, whichever way that it's available. So what we have now is 5x and minus 6, or negative 6. So we've taken care of getting rid of the parentheses. We've combined our like terms. So now step 2 is, if you have an x on both sides of the equal sign, get rid of one of them. And we use, now see, we have x's on both sides here. So if you get rid of one of these, it doesn't matter which one, I'm going to subtract 5x here, and I'm going to subtract 5x here. And that causes this to be 0. It just goes away. And this one also becomes 0. So we have a situation here where our x's disappeared. And so there's 2 things that can be possible here. If x disappears in step 2, you have 2 choices for your answer. Okay, if what is left over is a false statement or a true statement, that's what's going to determine what we give as an answer. So when I look at this, this says 3 is equal to negative 6. Well, you know what? The only thing that 3 is equal to is 3, and the only thing that negative 6 is equal to is negative 6. So they are certainly not equal to each other. That is a false statement. So that means there is no solution to this problem. Now, if it had come down and said something like 3 equals 3, or 5 equals 5, or 0 equals 0, if it had said something like that that's true, then we would say all real numbers work. Any number in infinity work. Okay, but the key is the letter x disappeared in step 2. It's gone. And so now we have just numbers left, and we have to say, do those numbers make a true statement or a false statement?